Here is exactly what I do if I needed a commission check in the next 30 days. I've been involved in real estate for over 23 years. I still talk to agents every single week who are one missed closing away from not making their mortgage payment. They're desperate, they're scrambling, and they have no real plan on what to do about it. If that is you right now, this video is going to help. I'm going to walk you through exactly what I would do if I had to close a deal in the next 30 days. And just as importantly, I'm going to tell you what I would not do, because in a situation like this, wasting time and money on the wrong things is not something you can afford. So what would I do? First of all, I would find the hand raisers in my database. The fastest money in real estate is almost always sitting in your existing database, and most agents are not paying nearly enough attention to it. Hand raisers are people in your database who are taking actions that signal they might be moving toward a buying or selling decision. Maybe they've been back to your website in the last 30 days. Maybe they opened a home value email. Maybe they've not been contacted in 2 months or more, but they're still clicking on your listings. These people are telling you something without saying it out loud, and your job is to notice these things. Here's the thing to understand about buyers and sellers. They go through two distinct phases. The first phase is the information collection phase, where they're just researching information. They're trying to understand the market and figuring out whether it makes sense to do anything. The second phase is the decision-making phase, and this is the important one, where they're actually ready to make a move. The transition between these two phases can take from 2 days to 2 years. Heck, I've even had some clients take 8 years to get through this phase. And you cannot tell which phase they're in and which one they're going to be at until you're paying attention to what they're doing in your CRM and on your website. So go through your database right now and pull out everyone showing any kind of behavior. You want to create saved filtered lists for these behaviors in the CRM. Then call each one of them 2 to 3 times at different times a day, and always text them after you call. Do not just leave a voicemail and wait. And you got to hit them on both channels. And I've found that Saturday mornings around 10:30 a.m. tend to have a noticeably higher pickup rate because people are not distracted at work. So try that. Don't just call Monday through Friday. Number 2, run 3 mega open houses per week. Open house leads are bottom of funnel. They're not people just casually browsing Zillow from their couch. They're out on their own time physically touring homes, which tells you they are much closer to making a move than almost any other lead you're going to talk to right now. But there's a right way and a wrong way to run one. Here's what a mega open house actually looks like. 15 to 20 signs out so people can follow them in without having to make a decision about where to turn. Food and drinks out for when people walk in. I've even brought food trucks to open houses because people linger, and the longer someone stays, the more time you have to actually connect with them. You want to use an app as well to register every single visitor. I like Open Home Pro. There's multiple different apps you can use in the App Store. Just find one that's going to work for you and use it consistently. A lot of agents are nervous to ask people to sign in, but just tell them the seller requires it and they'll do it without hesitation. You need that contact information, because if you do not follow up within 24 hours, you've thrown the whole thing away. You just wasted your time on this open house. When someone walks through, find out where they are at in the process, what they're looking for, and whether they already have an agent. You can figure out the last one without even asking directly. I know it makes agents nervous to ask that question. So instead, just ask how long they've been looking and whether they've been going to mostly open houses or if they've been on private home tours. If they do not have an agent, go deeper with them. And do not call it a buyer consultation when you pitch the next meeting. Instead, call it a strategy session. Walk them through what you're actually going to do for them in that meeting. Walk them through the buying process start to finish, identifying exactly what they're going to be looking for in their next home, and get them up to speed in the market as well. Be extremely articulate about why this meeting is important and what is in it for them if they go to the meeting. Be specific about what they're going to get and set the appointment right then and there while they're face-to-face with you. Know what your availability is, put it in your calendar, send them a calendar confirmation to their email. Do not wait to try to track them down later. It's a huge mistake. One more thing on open house traffic. 4 to 8 groups over a 3-hour period of time is actually better than 30. A lot of agents think that having a ton of people through their open house means it was a good open house, but usually that's too busy to actually have good quality conversations with people. With 30 groups, you're not having a real conversation with anyone. With 4 to 8, you have time to connect, to understand their situation, and to possibly set an appointment as well. A well-run open house with 8 groups is worth far more than a busy one where you never got to talk to anyone in depth or connect with them. When it comes to which listings to host, I want you to only pick new listings that are fresh to the market this week, or listings that just had a meaningful price reduction. Homes that have been sitting for months without a price change will not draw traffic. They're stale listings. So also pick listings that are easy to get to. 1 or 2 turns off a main road, not buried deep in the woods in a neighborhood. And if you do not have a listing of your own to host, you need to call agents in your area that have listings like this and offer to hold their listings open. Agents get calls like this all the time, and most say yes because their sellers want the coverage of the open house and the other agent is too busy doing other things. So run them Friday afternoons from 3 to 6 p.m. and then possibly Saturday and Sunday as well. Those are the 3 best times and days to run open houses. If you're in a football market, check the schedule and plan around game days. We're in the Seattle market, and so when the Seahawks are playing, nobody goes to open house. Just kind of something we all know. Number 3, door knock the neighbors before every open house. Most agents skip this step entirely, and this is actually the step that produces listings, not just buyers. Before every open house, go knock on the doors of the homes closest to the property and personally invite the neighbors. I want you to knock at least 10 to 15 doors around that listing that you're going to hold open. Most of the time when one person is in a neighborhood selling, there's someone else within a couple blocks who has also been thinking about it too. Your job is to find that person, and the open house gives you a completely natural reason to knock on that door. When they answer the door, invite them to the open house and ask if they've had any thoughts of selling their home as well. Keep it casual in conversation. Your goal is not to close these people right here and right now. Give them a flyer, invite them to come by, and then build more rapport when they actually show up. That is a completely different conversation than meeting a cold stranger off the street. Quick pause. If you want to go deeper on what to say to buyers at open houses and how to run the full buyer consultation process once you get them face to face, that is all in our Insider Systems course. It is the exact buyer and seller systems that I run that we built from over 1,600 transactions. The link is in the description and it's only $47 right now. Check it out. Now, here's what I would not do. This part is just as important as everything else I just covered. When agents are desperate for a closing, they tend to start throwing money at everything, hoping that anything and something will stick. That is how you end up with credit card debt and still no deal. So here's what to avoid. First off, Facebook ads. I'm not saying Facebook leads are bad. We've generated about 20,000 of them during the life of our team, and they convert well over an extended period of time. But on average, we've noticed they take 12 to 18 months to close. You do not have 18 months right now. Do not spend money on this if you need a deal in the next 30 days because it's not going to happen. Next, Google PPC, pay-per-click. Same problem. This is actually my favorite lead source. I've done a lot of videos about this for long-term ROI, and we convert about 1% of these leads in the first 90 days, but 90 days is outside your window right now. You don't have that kind of time. PPC leads take between 3 and 15 months to convert on average, and even with strong systems and conversion skills, that timeline does not compress enough to help you today. Next up, Zillow. Let's talk about Zillow for just a second. It's too expensive and it takes 60 to 90 days just to get going. I talked to agents who are spending $10,000 a month on Zillow and they're getting like 7 leads a month. So even if you can cost share with the lender, that cost per acquisition is enormous, and a lot of those leads are still months away from making a move. If you're already in a tight cash situation, this is not the place to put money. I've seen cost per closings on Zillow as high as $5,000 per closing. That's a lot of money, and it still takes time to close these people. Next one, circle dialing. Calling random homeowners who have given zero signal that they want to do anything in real estate is one of the lowest leverage ways to spend your time in this business. There's no relevancy to these calls. The pickup rate is terrible, and even when someone does pick up, the chances of converting them into a transaction within 30 days is essentially zero. Do not waste your time on this when you're in a cash crunch. If you want to see the full playbook I use for running open houses the right way, I have a dedicated full video on this channel that walks you through everything step by step, from how to pick the right listings to what to say to every person that walks through the door. That video is linked right here. Go watch it next.